Evening, everyone. It's Tuesday night, June the 1st, and this is your closing comment. It's video number 791, and as I always remind you, please hit that subscribe button. Okay, so we had a lot of catching up to do this morning, and the futures drove the market substantially higher, but unfortunately, that rally did not hold, even though we closed up on the day. The Dow had been up 330 and closed pretty close to the low, up 45.86. The NASDAQ was higher also, although not nearly that kind of a move, and it closed down 12.26, S&P down $2. The small caps, however, were higher. The Russell was up 25.77. That was the big winner of the day, and the Dow transports were up just under 16. What was interesting, and I've pointed this out a couple of times in the past week or so, that the market internals did not really reflect what was going on in the market. On the NYSE, advances beat decliners 2.5 to 1, and with the NASDAQ down on the day, advanced decliners beat there 1.8 to 1. Volume was pretty neutral, nothing here or there. In the Dow 30, there were 17 down and 13 up, so more down than up. Biggest winners were Goldman Sachs adding 69 Dow points and Boeing adding 51. So between the two of those, that's 120, and the market only finished up 45. So on the downside, we had United Health giving back 34, and Amgen, which has been down on a regular basis the last couple of weeks, took 28 away, and Johnson & Johnson down 24 Dow points. Some of the negative influences in the market, we had consumer spending, which came in at plus 0.2% versus 0.5% estimate and 1% last March. So down there, ISM manufacturing was a little bit stronger, came in at 61.2 versus 61 estimate and 60.7 in April. And the IHS PMI, Purchasing Managers, was 62.1 versus 61.5, so that was also a positive. Abbott Labs gave guidance today and talked about the decline in testing revenues, and the stock was 105.78, down 10.87, or a shade over 9%. In earnings this afternoon, we had Zoom beating top and bottom, and trading having closed at 327.95, down 385. The stock fell quickly to 310, but then came all the way back to, let's see, last I saw it was pretty basically unchanged. But let me just pull it up here and take a quick look. 332.06. So it actually ended up on the day after being down to 310. So that's a pretty hefty return. HPE, which is one of the HPs, let's see which one it is. It's Hewlett Packard Enterprise, and it was also a beat top and bottom. It had closed at 1607 and fell to 1585, and that 1585 was down 11 cents, so not a big change there. As I mentioned, Amgen was 276 not very long ago. Today closed 233.65, down another 429, so that one just can't seem to get out of its own way. We had that CLDR takeover by KKR, Cohen, Kravitz, and Roberts to go private at $16 a share in cash, about $5.3 billion. It traded up and closed 1593, up 307, but they do have a 60-day go shop, which is they can shop themselves around and see if they can get any better offers. AMC, 3204. They raised another $230 million through Mudrick. And I'm going to mention Mudrick again in a second, but the stock was 3204, up 592 or 22.7. It has moved in the last 7 trading days from $12.76 to close 32 today. And MUDS, which is another Mudrick company, it was a SPAC, and they're the ones, if you recall, who did Topps trading cards, and the stock had been as high as 1878 after the deal. It closed today 1167, down $1.97 or 14.4%, on the fact that they had Candy Digit, which is going to compete in the NFT market against them. That's the non-fungible tokens. So that's the first competition that we've seen in that area. The oil had a really good day today. That's was up $1.40 and is up a little bit more tonight. The gold, which is the chart on the screen, got back up as high as just under, I mentioned this morning, that I thought 1920 looked like resistance. We got up to 1919.20 and turned back down and closed 1905, which was down a little after trading as low as 1894. Tonight it's 1901 and it's down another $3. This is a very tough area for the gold, and it would not surprise me to see it pull back into that 1880, 1875 area. Bitcoin was again all over the place, 34,250 on the low, just under 38,000 on the high, 35,990, up 165. The dollar was down 17 cents. The bonds were down just under half a point. And the NAT gas was really strong today, 310.4, so $3.10.4, and that was up 0.118, so just under 12 cents. We took a 100% rule gain on the second piece of the UNG calls, and it turned out to be a pretty decent trade. It did pull back after that, and I think that we will, if we get another move down, let me go back to that chart and show it to you so you can see what I'm talking about. It was a pretty impressive move, right back into resistance where it topped out the last time. Let's make this a little shorter. So this was today's move, got as high as 315, closed 310.5 about. We're down a little this morning. If we could get back down into this 306, 307 area, I wouldn't hesitate to buy those back. And Tellurian, our other nat gas play, closed $4.80, up 44 cents, which was a solid 10%. That stock has moved from about $3 to a high today of $4.92 or $4.93, and I think that's a little bit overbought and due for a bit of a sell-off, but that's a great position, and it's not one that I really want to trade. All right, everyone, I'll be back first thing in the morning. Don't forget to subscribe.